So what was you saying
I got spring.
about?
Oh, we got springtime now. It's actually spring. Like the sun is out. It feels nice and warm. Like I'm not chilly when I'm wearing my hoodie. Like yesterday was pretty chilly, but today it feel nice. It feel like what spring should feel like. Like that chill has been cut.
Yeah, yeah, because you got the change of season right now.
Yeah.
So it's definitely
The degrees is finally getting.
getting in the way. But
Oh, I know who it is.
so okay, this is what the issue is. Some people don't, um, I guess, starstruck or whatever, and so what's been going on is people have been sabotaging my show because they don't want me to be. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to. They don't want stardom or whatever it is. So they've been sabotaging my show and sabotaging the things that I do to you ain't nobody, you're the. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what's been going on locally, and it's not just one person; it's a couple people. Like everywhere as I go, I'm being faced with this. Oh, you're nobody, and trying to prove that. You know what I'm saying? The, and that's been, and they've been just subjecting that to me.
Oh wow.
So like I'm trying to do a show now, I can't have the TV in the background. Um, so I have to leave the apartment to do the show. And then I guess for whatever reason, somebody wants to interject their voice every time I'm doing the show.
Oh wow.
And so that's becoming problematic because I'm trying to do a show. You may have issues with jealousy or issues with whatever else, but don't interfere with what I do for a living just because you're insecure.
Yeah.
Like she's sitting there like and like, oh, don't be talking about narcissist. There's no better way of putting it. But I do want to um, talk about these matters um, and bounce stuff off of you because I mean, some of it is like when I did the decoding of the Bible. I did tell you about that, didn't I?
Yeah, you never finished your motherfucking shit. You got locked up, pussy.
Well, no. While we were after I got locked up, I had those guys doing it in the cell block that I was in. I was showing them the different ways, and then we were writing down the name because there's a different code in the names of the Bible.
Yeah, I know. That's what my teacher talked about. Motherfucker. He, you gotta read one of his books. He probably gonna finish your shit just through his shit. Cause I've learned this shit from him, and some shit fucking, bruh. It ain't no joke.
Yeah, well, I had those guys doing it. Like we were sitting down, and people were writing out the names. I had one guy writing out the names, another guy was doing the other parts, and then I was doing the breakdown of the different verses. And then we got the Book of Enoch in there, and then I was showing them how the illustration of the names, and then going through the archaic, and that's when I started writing another book, Lost in Translation. But once the system found out what I was doing, they transferred me to a whole nother to stop me from doing that, and then took all my information.
Oh shit.
So the 3 books that I did: Lost in Translation, How It Got Into Your Religion, and I forget. Lost in Translation, How It Got Into Your Religion, and oh my goodness, I'll remember it. But as I was writing those, to offshoot it, then I just started doing. I turned it into. This is everywhere, man. So that's why I started studying the Buddhism, to trying to get them off my back. And then I did the training in Buddhism for the last 3 years that I was there. And that was giving me the ability to communicate in a different set of principles, in a different language, versus always coming with scripture. You know what I'm saying? Now I speak beyond scripture. Like I speak beyond scripture. Like I'll use the same premise and the same, but I'll speak in the code of what it is. Like my last show was about love. And that internal love that resides inside of you, and then linking that to agape.
Love, the ability to love on yourself, right? Wonder how love, like, all what's the word? Phonics of evil.
Yeah, they're conceptualized words based on the Roman language of fantasy. So to romanize something, to make it into a fantasy, to make it imaginatory instead of making it real, because love is a conceptual idea. It's a created idea. There is a sense of agape or love, but when you get into the Greek and the 7 aspects of intimacy or the 7 aspects of love, and you start learning how they recondition the populace or recondition minds to believe into these ideologies of love instead of having an understanding of coupling and what it means to communicate and what it means to commune with others and congregate with others in positive ways that bring about effective change and positive change instead of negative change or demoting or demolishing people or colonizing them or civilizing them, taking away from their natural state and giving them an unnatural state.
Harmonize with the actual tone body. When you can literally feel you.
Yeah, they seal you at a certain frequency. Like they say that the 7.4 megahertz is what the human, but no, you can raise your frequency to different levels.
Well, yeah, that's when you go through different dimensional planes. 7.8 is just plain level. That's the blue, more or less.
It's basically I call it beta state, a sleeping state.
But they're still awake. But look. I've been telling this to Nico. You turn them on, and then that's it. But by turning them on, they have to understand that they have to keep it that way. And if they keep doing the same thing over and over, they're never gonna change.
Yeah, well, some people.
It's like how do I explain this? It's like, you know how the vines, like, they start to grow?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. It goes by little dots. Then those dots start to grow.
Yeah, nodes.
They never understand.
Yeah, because they're getting to habitual patterns and they think they're awake. They're they have a state of consciousness, but they don't have a divine consciousness. They're not alert. They're just awake. That's why I do the dynamics on mindfulness and awareness, because when you come out of that beta state, that unconscious state of being, where you think you're awake and you're functional, but you're not tapping into your creative dynamics. You're not tapping into your logos. You're not tapping into your your DNA. You know what I'm saying?
What would you call it? You have the ability to manifest both at the same time.
I want to know that too.
Would that be like Neo, like Mr. Gooddick? Because sometimes I'm doing the weirdos, but the motherfuckers with like my Trinity and fucking work this day be coming out and be so scared.
Well, like, okay, like, see, you're on the sense of understanding the idea of money and understanding the gathering of resources and allowing those resources to benefit you. But, yeah.
No, I'm saying, so I understand where you're coming from, because, yeah, most people are not aware of what the fuck is the world.
They are aware.
They know, like, oh, okay, yeah, they got their, but most of the things that we can convert about, I would say, one, hundreds of customers that come through today and levels who comprehend fully, not just and regular operations, like something. It's like you came in.
But listen, if you were to put how do I explain this? In the people, where they kind of understand, then they will understand.
Well, I mean, those are some of the reasons why I stopped calling myself an earthling. An earthling. Because when you're identifying with earthling, you're identifying with a materialistic state.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
You're materializing yourself instead of being a logos or a creative being. And then when you're not able to tap into your DNA, the dynamics of your logos or your creative, and come into your archaic state, your first state, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's your nurtured state or your new state. People are still thinking on a natural state. They're still thinking on the earthly plane. So when I come and say that I'm a divine being, people are like, whoa, 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 whoa. What, you trying to say you're God?
No.
What is God? What is a God? You know what I'm saying?
What is a god but a goat?
Yeah.
The greatest of all time.
But yeah, they keep on thinking that when they say God, they still thinking material.
Because that's all they do. They brainwash. Let's go simple. That's they were brainwashed. This one, Homie Rockefeller got his little side of America's quarters. It's over. It went from the fully healing to the I don't know what's another. I can't think. Stop.
Well,
But it ain't good.
well, I mean,
Before, we can't go outside, dandelion up, cancer free. Now inside, you gonna get cancer.
yeah, because they grafted. The whole genome is to graft.
Modified is either remodified through pesticides, herbicides, and other type of genetic mutations through spillages of hazardous materials, or it's fucking synthesized grass that's grown in some fucking laboratory. And like, come on now,
that gets re-neutralized.
I loved her yard. Her yard was so natural. It was the softest grass you can ever touch. She has, it was so fucking beautiful. When we go, I'm gonna show her yard. She probably her little kid. She was a lovely old lady. She had like the most naturalist houses in the world. Like you go to her yard, breath of fresh air. That's how much life she has in the property.
Yeah, because she allowed that wilding state of grass. Not
she is. Like, you play, I feel like at the grass, play and get it cheap.
Yeah, a lot of those, it's
It's not about being allergic. Ants, nothing. And grass is microscopic in here as well.
But it's crazy because a lot of people don't know that the same grafting that is going on now is the same grafting that happened during the over 5,500 years ago.
Yeah, it's always happened. Literally nothing changed. And it only has been manipulated so it's like telephone is not for telecommunication in your mind. A phone is of sound. You're literally manipulating what it actually is. Telephone is the same thing you do with a brain.
But it's been artificially made. So now we've taken the frequencies of sound and made it into an artifact. And it's so they can control our speech.
Wires was us. We originally were all these wires that we see everywhere.
But you know, once you control sound dynamics, once you control the air, 3/4 of the air, 3/4 of the water, 3/4 of the land, now you're subjecting people to.
Well, yeah, and they figured that out. Long ecosystem and shit in Europe. They was like, bitch, you get playing, you just gotta work your ass off. You gotta work all day long, but you get to have whatever you want. Just know that I'm gonna eat it first.
But
this whole I'm full of that thing.
But it's funny because the Biblos now becomes a tutorial or a manual for this form of imprisonment. You understand what I'm saying?
Today is Monday, isn't it?
Because now it's becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy that they're trying to, but it's an instruction manual of how to put people under these devices and under these mechanisms. And it gets dangerous talking like that because then people are like, whoa, what is he saying?
I mean, technically, I would explain it, but in their head, they still understand. You can talk to them, so you also gotta be.
You also gotta what?
You also gotta be careful what you say and what you do.
Let him know the fuck you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you got to, motherfucker. Who the fuck do I be showing you every goddamn day?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Nico.
You're walking around 30, 40 years speaking the same.
But do you realize that they put those falsities, that curse upon me after I did my Behind the Veil show?
What show?
My Behind the Veil show, the first podcast that I started doing on Blog Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came after that because they wanted to try to shut me up.
No. But for you to quit, it has to have a specific
Yeah, but I've been seeing how they've been doing my show. I'm advertising it on one database, but they're linking people over to the main show. So I'm doing it on Anchor. They're sending everybody over to Spotify, so I can't make any monetization off of it. So I have a bunch of people and I can't do because they're trying to get me to pay.
Hey, mama. How you doing, girl? You had a good walk today? I know you missed me. Mommy comes back tomorrow. Okay. I don't know what time. I'm going to look at my calendar. But you want a TRE? You want a TRE?
Let me see if this is actually going to go up.